Hi.
Hi.
Ben je van de organisatie?
Sorry, I don't speak Dutch.
Oh, you are from the organization?
I'll be making a speech today.
Solomon?
Yes.
Solomon.
Ah, welcome.
Thank you.
Let me link you to...
All right.
Jullie met alle sfeerbeheerders weer backstage gaan zijn.
Zoals hij het zelf ook goed voor mij samenvatten, to take the world's biggest problem to the world's biggest court. Het grootste probleem van de wereld gaat nu naar de grootste rechtbank. Geef hem een groot applaus, Solomon Joe! Woe!
Good afternoon, fellow changemakers. It brings me great honor and privilege to speak on behalf of the Global Youth and Civil Society Alliance, who are currently campaigning to take the world's biggest problem to the world's highest court, the International Court of Justice. I would like to share with you all a story that would not have been possible without a handful of young, stubborn optimists from the Pacific and around the world. I take you back in the classroom of the University of South Pacific.
For Vanuatu, climate change is no longer theoretical. They are increasingly being pounded by cyclones, while also planning to relocate dozens of villages away from coastal areas.
Scientists say that a global rise in temperatures by 1 degree will happen in the next decade, no matter what efforts are undertaken.
Island nations in the South Pacific are responsible for less than a third of 1% of global greenhouse gas emissions.
The small island of Vanuatu suffered a devastating cyclone earlier this year, highlighting the fact that it's a country that's whole existence is threatened by climate change.
Hello and welcome to today's Society program. In the studio we have a very special guest, Roma Betsirit. Tell us about the Pacific Island students fighting climate change. How did you come about and what is your mission?
As we know, the process of climate action globally is very slow and the real political will is lacking, especially when it comes to the negotiations with developing countries who are stubborn to find a compromise with the developing countries in spite of the catastrophic impacts of climate change everywhere and their obligations under international law. If the science is correct, we only have about 8 years to stop this insane quest before we reach a point of no return. However, there is hope. A global solution will be born by a handful of concerned students from the University of the South Pacific. Yumi must stand up strong against the climate crisis and work together to take the world's biggest problem to the world's highest court. Thank you, Tomas.
For us, like nature sort of links us to our ancestors. Certain landmarks have a spiritual connection to us. And also where you come from or like where you are, it's your sense of identity.
That's my grandma.
Hello. Mwah.
Okay. Ikut Tomas ya? Small exercise.
Iya, aku sama. Ya, hemi popo, pensa full down.
Popo? Full down from?
No, very heavy too much. Hemi sa pro from rain too much.
It might happen before, na?
No, before hemi could pe. Lo na ya, time mi filay planem kakay pe. I happen no se mi na no mo good from. Weather is up change all time. Today pa hemi sun, tomorrow I rain. So ino sabi ka doon kakay no mo.
It's like deja vu going back to university.
Yeah. But now with a lot more.
It's like going to see a lecturer to ask for extensions. Sorry, I was sick over the weekend, and may I have some extension, please?
Today it's a very special session in many ways. One, you see new faces that we have here. Solomon Yo from Solomon, and we also have Vishal Prasad here, the campaigner for this organization and Space here in Suva. So the Pacific Island students fighting climate change, they are here now to speak to us about the role of the student focus group came out of us. It's history in the making, and you are part of that history. And I'm hoping that I will sign all of you up, yeah? Now, Solomon, Vishal, you take us through that.
We really need to address climate change from a human rights angle in a way that rights of a, sorry to say this, but rights of a German person living in Germany and rights of a Solomon Islander living in Solomon Islands is the same. My right to water should be the same as this person. But the fact that you're seeing a world that is so unbalanced and broken, this is not happening. That we believe that through the advisory opinion, we can help address this. So now, as I'm sure everyone's confused, everyone's wondering what is the advisory opinion, we'll just take you through that process. Now, International Court of Justice is the principal judicial organ of the United Nations, or as we also say, the highest court in the world. Through an advisory opinion, the court can highlight areas of law that's saying that, look, governments need to really step up their game on ambitious actions that they need to take around the world.
Now, how do we get an advisory opinion? It's essentially a very state-centered campaign. It needs the support of states to take the matter to the ICJ. And so we're looking at the Pacific Island Forum to endorse the campaign. And then from there, we're looking at building coalitions between other states, other non-state actors, students, young people, universities, and all of us to come together so that when the matter goes to the UN General Assembly for a vote, there is majority support. And so we need 97 UN General Assembly member states to vote yes on the resolution, and then it will be delivered to the International Court of Justice.
Back when I was a student in high school, we came across aspects of law, and it always fascinated me how it was able to affect some change on the ground. Law had this power to shape society. And so to me, the Pacific really is paradise, and there's value in our environment and what's around us. But with the ocean coming inland, people forced to relocate. So the seawater comes up till here?
Seawater comes right to here. And from the 2000 to now, the seawater reaches maybe 20, 30 meters beyond this place. Yeah. I just don't know in a few years' time what will be the look of this place when the seawater still rising up, going inside. My grandmother was born in 1928. From the stories told by our grandparents, we have more land beyond this area before when they were living here. This land was all mainland. Because of sea level rise, coastal erosion, everything that washes away all this land. And if we go beyond, we're going to see further impact of climate change. So we asked the government if they can build on some seawall for us. This from the 1970s. This is the second one.
So this was your house?
Yeah. From the 2000, our houses were half in the land, half in the sea. Yeah. This is where I brought up my children. Yeah. I just know the COP23, COP26. But still, we're asking the question, when our voice will be heard, who will hear us?
I thought the high com got you.
Good to see you, man.
Number one. Can I get one?
Yeah, please.
Come.
Dr. Justin Rose, who is the professor that taught the class International Environmental Law in 2019, he was the person supportive of us in the beginning, where it was the most difficult time for us to start off this campaign.
All good. Number one.
Can I take my mask off now?
Yes. You can sit at the front.
All right.
That's the arrangement. Okay. We got Dame.
You got what?
Dame McTeller. She's in.
Oh, you're kidding.
She's in.
Superb.
Number one.
Give me 5. That's excellent, Simon. Well done.
Oh man, it was
fantastic.
walking on thin ice.
Yeah. Wow. Superb.
So Solomon, pass muster. Make the text bigger, will you, please? Maybe it's YCJ thing you're thinking of?
No, it's actually it's from the...
It's the opinion. Oh, Meg. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, well. That's unfortunate.
We just have to zoom in.
Yes, we will zoom her in, and we'll just have to suck it up and do our best.
Welcome to the CSO Alliance launch for a campaign to seek an advisory opinion for the International Court of Justice.
I would like to just appeal to young people. I was once, as one of the 27 law students at the University of South Pacific, I was much inspired by how confined I am in just my studies and how powerful I can become if I can just apply those studies in practice.
The idea of seeking an ICJ advisory opinion formally resurfaced in 2019, and this was thanks to the efforts of a group of law students from the University of South Pacific. The court can establish clear standards for governance based on science and the rule of law. a sharp contrast with the lowest common denominator currently required to establish consensus in climate negotiations.
We saw the compromise that was made on the floor in Glasgow when I think it was China and India moved some last-minute amendments to the outcome document. So I think it's critically important that we get the language right.
We can think about for the next.
What about the attendance? Was the attendance all right?
I think it was okay. It's disappointing that we didn't have ambassadors or diplomats.
I think they were like competing. We're competing at other events as well, right?
I emailed Kunal, and he said
Something's at the bottom or something.
he will push them. Oh dear. He will push the High Commissioner to come. So I don't.
High Commissioner for who?
British High Com.
British High Com.
So I don't think they have an event or something.
I think he's just really tired or something.
All the diplomats?
But yeah, all the diplomats. I feel like there's an event somewhere.
Maybe.
At least one would have come. What happened to the New Zealand and
Their first. They said their first secretary would come.
It didn't come.
At least stopping this thing.
My entire family has always been subsistence farmers. Now that my grandma's getting older, I realized, oh, I don't have anyone to teach me that. In terms of Cyclone Pam, it occurred in 2015, and it took us maybe 3 years or 4 just to recover, our vegetation to recover.
Nisi tala se sambal mama li pindet, no? Lo salt.
Alo ya li stappedia.
Problema no hitumas.
No, lo Yumi lo isi no hitumas.
May klima no?
Bobo. Kaya ka tayo. Tayo ka na mata. Ito. Suppose harkeni kilim Yumi. Kakayana hemi best one from hemi stop numulo crown. Pa harkeni kami pasantapi kilim tan every something pe kakaya yamya hemi stop numulo crown. So you sabi take him. Ale you stop kakay with them family now. You wait until time where you me planning karen buy again. Ale you me kakay, ale you me kakay. Pe emi one yam we emi especially plo. Kipi mo se mi na lo time lo harken ale you stop you sumol o you stop kakay.
My uncle used to say that if a cyclone comes and it blows over a tree, it had shallow roots. And when that tree is cleared off, it makes room for other vegetation to grow. So it was seen as something positive. I just remember sort of like the gradual build-up. The wind would slowly start to pick up and slowly get stronger and stronger. It was like building up the suspense, basically. And when it did come, oh my gosh. Cyclone Pam destroyed approximately 64% of our overall GDP. That's more than half of what we make in a year. And that gets swept off within a night. Maybe a cyclone category 2, we're accustomed to that, but with the changes in weather patterns and with the increasing temperatures, the frequency of these cyclones are becoming more and more apparent. And within 5 years, we've had 2 category 5 cyclones. I think in Vanuatu, there's like a strong emphasis since primary school in terms of climate change. So you're sort of like born into it. It It was Cyclone Harold. At the time, we were fundraising, and then I had this lecturer come up to me and he said, "Do you think you're doing enough? You're just giving money to the problem, you're not really fixing anything." So from then on, I was triggered, and I decided to just find like ways that I could, assist. Hi, Solo, how are you?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good to see you, Roma. Roma, how's the summit? Was it good?
Yeah, it was super intense. We had a lot of presentations on the AO, future implications.
I have new members who are wanting to join the PISFCC, and they want to know a lot, and they also have their activities that they want me to be involved in, and I didn't realize how time-consuming they would be. So so it's just really nice to see people actually want to be involved in the PISFCC, like especially the Vanuatu.
There is an escalation activity that's planned for the first day of the Pacific Islands Forum. We will get interested people and those who are keen on this campaign. We will have them line up near the shore where the Vaka will travel along, and they will broadcast this message, essentially asking leaders to support the campaign.
The simplest way you can do, so one person can do, is just to do this, like writing a text on a paper and saying, endorse the AO, tagging your leaders, tagging Prime Minister Albanese, tagging Jacinda Ardern, tagging Pacific Island Forum, anything you can do. It does pick up, and it will annoy the hell out of them. But at least they get bombarded with all of this message that it's really not just people in some countries, but everywhere across the world are supportive of this. And of course, we'll complement the efforts here in New York as well as anywhere on the campaign. So it's so much pressure and attention to the Pacific Island Forum at the moment.
The federal government sees other reasons to celebrate, confident the Pacific is now convinced Australia's serious about tackling climate change. Not everyone in the Pacific is sure, given Australia is still opening new coal and gas projects.
The climate crisis is there for all of us. It's not just the Pacific and the climate vulnerable countries, but the developed world is also facing this. This campaign is now grown into become a youth and civil society campaign. So we've got, as part of the alliance, more than 1,500 civil society organizations from all over the world being a part of this campaign. So you're looking at a lot more people than you see here in the ground, because a lot more people are supporting us online in different countries throughout the Pacific.
I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter say climate justice now.
Is this on? In the draft communique, it commends Vanuatu for pushing for the UN General Assembly to request an International Court of Justice, not a ruling, but a decision, advisory opinion.
A lot of countries are still hanging on to their old ways and not changing. And so, the Pacific is looking at new ways to compel, particularly the big emitters, to do something and change their ways and make some firm commitments to climate change. That is why we have to look at all sorts of options. And this is one that Vanuatu has come up with, and it's agreed to by all the members of the forum.
It was unbelievable. You see it in black and white to say we leaders endorse the campaign to seek an advisory opinion. I think, you could You couldn't have asked for more.
We came out from the Pacific and then we met amazing people along the way.
When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Climate justice! When do we want it? Now!
As law students, we think that striking in streets is very important, but as young people, we really need to come with very concrete solutions.
And the hammer, of course, yeah.
I guess you cannot contain passion, right?
Oh dear. What do you want? When do you want it?
It is a real pleasure here on the grounds of the Peace Palace, the very important place where we hope to bring the issue of climate change. In my role as Vanuatu's Special Climate Envoy, I am tasked with ensuring that when we bring a draft resolution before the UN General Assembly, it contains a carefully crafted legal questions, as we heard yesterday. We have had enough support to ensure that it passes, of course, without diluting the question.
Good fella afternoon, in how we say in where I come from and also in Vanuatu. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Vanuatu government for bringing this amazing campaign to this level and really listening to the voices of the young people.
If I speak from a European perspective, that here in the EU, we don't have support yet from a single government. So we've been campaigning and lobbying our governments. We've been speaking with government officials, but governments aren't committing, and they're not saying no, but they're basically not giving an answer. So in that way, I would say no, our voices aren't being heard. And also, if you don't get an answer, I also feel like that's not a sign of being taken seriously, unfortunately.
Somehow, we've always struggled to effectively communicate the real meaning of human-caused climate change. Now, in the Philippines, we get an average of 20 typhoons a year. So it's not new. But in the aftermath of Typhoon Odette, a whole city had no electricity, no drinking water, no utility water, phones were useless, we couldn't even inform our families that we're okay, that we're alive, rattled but alive. It looked like something out of an apocalyptic movie, except it wasn't a movie, it was real life and I was living it. What's even more bothering is that we're conditioned to just accept these realities. Our officials told us, don't complain, just try to stay alive and help each other out. So this campaign for a youth advisory opinion is also a campaign for our lives and our homes. So it's an amazing and beautiful moment to be here because, I don't know, excuse me. Sorry. It was my first time to say that in public, so it was a very difficult experience. So again, it's an amazing and beautiful moment to be here because as nature would have it, when we band together, we not only survive, we thrive, and that is the true power as people. And as Margareta said, we are more powerful than we think.
Look at Kevin's camera. Look at Kevin's camera.
Yumi, the idea of Yumi is a very strong Bislama word of saying we. There is not I, there is only we. But as you know, in a global sense, I has become the mainstream.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much.
It's Saturday, the 17th of September, and we're here on the East River in New York, and we're sailing on a boat. Behind me, you can see the UN building,
And we've got to say, world leaders, vote yes for climate justice.
Climate justice! No! No! Climate justice! Climate justice! Is a right. We are gonna fight, fight, fight. Our survival is a right. We are gonna fight, fight, fight. If we don't get it, shut it down. You guys are so good. Thank everyone so much. You're amazing.
New York essentially is the hub, the UN headquarters, all nations have a mission here. And this is where the vote's going to take place. So it became important for us to be in this central location to work on the campaign. The government of Vanuatu announced that the resolution for an advisory opinion will be voted upon during the 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly. If we can get that message across to leaders, as many as we can, I think it can have an impact in the outcome of the vote.
Vice Minister of Costa Rica. Nice to meet you.
I speak today first and foremost on behalf of New Zealand as a supporter of this initiative. In my country, we're already seeing the severe weather events as a consequence of climate change. 1 in 100-year events happening every 2 years. We're already preparing for the coastal inundation that we can expect. Entire low-lying areas are experiencing such repeat events that the question is, will they in the future be able to insure themselves against the significant events that we are seeing?
Bangladesh, as much as Pacific countries as well as Caribbean countries. We've mentioned Maldives here. We stand to lose most from this climate change with the glaciers melting in Himalayas and all the water almost flowing through Bangladesh. We have floods almost every year and a couple of times. So from losing harvests to increased salinity, we are having to deal with a lot of climate migrants within the country. It is humanity's biggest problem. So it is our moral responsibility to go to the highest court of humanity.
So, Your Excellencies, I wanted to say that we as the OECPS, that means all of us, the 79 member states, are behind Vanuatu, and we will continue with this campaign here and particularly with our partners, the European Union, to continue to make sure that we succeed to get at least those 90 votes that we may need to make this process grow through at the General Assembly level. So we are mobilized, and indeed it's a just cause. We stand with Vanuatu on this point. Thank you, Excellency.
People are dying all across the world. Now, should the International Court of Justice, the world's highest court, has to be silent? No! Does it have to be silent? No! Should it say something on climate crisis? Yes! Should it say that climate crisis is a human rights crisis? Yes! Then we ask all of you to encourage all of your governments to take the world's biggest problem to the world's highest court. And all they need to do when the time comes, when our governments, alongside with governments around the world, table it before the United Nations General Assembly, vote yes for climate justice! Vote yes for climate justice! Hey, oh! Let's go! Hey, oh! Let's go! Hey, oh! Let's go! Let's go!
We're here at the last day of this COP, and since that first idea of the students, we are now at a stage where a group of 18 countries has worked on a resolution to take this question to the highest court. More than just this group of 18, the group has obtained the in-principle support of more than 86 countries from around the world.
We have a vote coming up. We're trying to make sure we get that vote over the line with a simple majority of the members of the UNGA, so any help in getting countries to support the resolution in the UNGA, that's what we need immediately. So I'm pleased to announce that today, that commencing next week, the members of the core group will move into the critical phase of UNGA negotiations on the resolution in New York. Our group of 18 nations has nearly finalized the draft, which will be shared to all UN member states and the public when we return home from COP27. We are awaiting also the outcome of this COP before we decide to finalize the text of the resolution. Thank you.
In this critical stage where Pacific governments and friends are putting it on the table for negotiation to the rest of the world, countries would like to water down those texts.
In the beginning, the legal question that we formulated was, what are the obligations of state under international law to protect the rights of the current and future generation from the adverse effects of climate change?
That is the heart of the campaign, because the question is the thing that will be put before the court.
The biggest worry we have right now is interest of many states might come in, interests of the polluters, but we're hoping that the heart of the youth ask remains the same and the question does not get weakened.
For us, if those themes are not reflected in the question, that question is meaningless.
Please look at here.
I mean, if they don't phase the fossil fuels out now, you know, I don't know what else we could have done.
You good?
That's all. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
To ensure that this process remains relevant, responsive, and fit for purpose.
I was expecting a word, just a word to encourage the people there. So now I'm going with the message of condemnation.
It's good.
To die, not to live. This is the message I will report to my people.
Climate change for us in the Pacific is more than just a problem. Our people are facing extinction from these islands.
It looks like Pamia. It comes maybe something. So what the Yaiko, yeah. Cyclone Pamia, it come platem all kaka. Mr. Kaka right now, when I yell, it's a plan.
Mi pelte molia, lo protect mi valano mo from I try to stop it mi vala every time.
You pelte what time for?
Yes. Mi peltem also every year. Mr. Piltim from time when mi piltim lo ya time mi kam lo season lo arken ale ikaremat paken. Ale suppose ikaremat ko I finish ale time arken stop ale mi mas ko piltim paken. So mi fale mas try at lo maintain mi ano mo.
Pero no want to move.
Mi fale no want to move. So mi fale want to stand lo place ano mo maintain mo na mo stand.
It sounds so far distant, like we've, you know, like how climate change affects us to the point that we have to take refuge in maybe Australia. Nobody wants to do that.
Relocation is a very big deal because it means you are leaving everything behind, everything you knew, everything you loved. We're no longer talking about homes. We are talking about islands, talking about countries being lost.
Where will all those people go? And what is the responsibility of international community to look into that, to the problem that, of course, this island nation did not cause in the first place?
We are about to start the UNGA. We have delegations from Pacific Island countries and around the world coming into the Grand Hall. We've worked so hard for this for 4 years. Today's the final day. The legal question that we formulated was, what are the obligations of state under international law to protect the rights of the current and future generation from the adverse effects of climate change? That has been the ultimate mission of this campaign, to ensure that governments really protect those rights of the current and future generations. And that question is now incorporated into the resolution.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, earlier this month, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, confirmed that humans are responsible for virtually all global heating over the last 200 years. And those that contributed least to the climate crisis are already facing both climate hell and high levels of seawater. Indeed, it is the initiative of those countries, joined by so many others, along with the efforts of young people all over the world, that brings us together. And together, you are making history. It has been said that there is nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. And now is the time for climate justice, and I thank you.
I also wish to highlight the important role of the young law students in the Pacific who inspired this initiative and who brought this to the attention of the Vanuatu government in 2019. This initiative has spurred a movement around the world
The Assembly will now take a decision entitled Request for an Advisory Opinion of the International Court of Justice on the Obligations of States in respect of climate change. I now give the floor to the representative of the Secretariat.
The following countries have also become co-sponsors: Afghanistan, Armenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Botswana, Dominica, Ecuador, El Salvador, Equatorial Guinea, Indonesia, Israel, Japan, Kyrgyzstan, Malaysia, Mongolia, Peru, Philippines, Poland, Republic of Korea, San Marino, and Uruguay. If any other countries wish to co-sponsor A/77/L58, please signify by pressing the microphone button. Thailand, Tajikistan, Haiti, Peru, Ghana, Mali, Burundi, Bolivia, Niger, Timor-Leste. That's it, Mr. President. Thank you.
I thank the representative of the Secretariat. May I take it that the Assembly decides to adopt draft resolution A/77/L58. It is so decided.
If the dry-sounding language didn't clue you in, something big was happening.
For the first time in history, the world's top
It's a historic moment for climate justice.
A historic decision that no vote was needed. The General Assembly deciding
The
by
thing they agreed on was to kick the usual toothless conversations around climate change up a notch. And what nations that are literally drowning can force the biggest carbon emitters to do?
We were expecting, really, there will be oppositions, and there were no opposition, and there was an adoption. So it took a while to understand that, wow, we got it. that it is a reality. We hacked the UN.
Now you can say congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Good. Long time coming.
Finally.
Did they come?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yeah. They did.
We were the ones who shouted.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Pure chaos. Pure chaos.
Look at that. That's just captured.
It was pure chaos. Well, should we get some lunch? Yeah. Should we go to like good idea. Like Olympia or something?
No one asked you to.
No, like literally no one could have asked.
I think Pacific really shows the world that if we were able to look after each other, we could actually have a better international community out there. When the initiative started in the classroom, it was our story, the student story. That story is not limited to us. The climate crisis is a global crisis. So our story becomes the story of the entire world on a very important platform, the International Court of Justice. Hence, it is Yumi, the whole world.